Hi, good evening. It's another Friday where we, we talk about sports in Zambia. Now, today is a Friday, and we come every Friday to talk about sports and football in Zambia. I'm not alone today. I'm joined by Mr. Joseph Musonda and also Mr. Lamek Banda. Good evening. Please tell everyone that Ubuntu channel is live now. Tell everyone, share this broadcast that we are live with Mr. Joseph Musonda. Mr. Joseph Musonda, good evening.
Evening, Mr. Reuben. How are you?
I'm okay, and how are you, sir?
I'm okay, sir.
Wonderful. Welcome to the program. The first time that you're
Thank
appearing
you.
on Ubuntu. Yeah. So, Mr. Musonda, before I come to ask about you, let's talk about the AFCON 2023 draws. Now, Zambia has been drawn with Comoros, Ivory Coast, and Lesotho. What's your comment? Are we qualifying this time, or we're still building a team?
No, we are qualifying because nga twamona amadraws ofweyali because bali tuli momwe ne mu group n'abaletera host. So ifuna tukwata big advantage in terms of tufule twaposa kosana amano then n'okuyishiba efo twalayinya flag ya Zambia because I think twafirwa 3 times qualifier and it's not like guys they can't play. They can play. Therefore ikafeni encouragement then nama coach bafire balolesha which direction kulefwayo kuya.
Thanks. Welcome to the program, Mr. Lamek. How are you doing this night?
Thank you so much, Mr. Reuben. I'm doing very fine, and it's a pleasure featuring on this show with legends of the game like Joseph Musonda with us.
Exactly. So we're talking about the AFCON draws. What do you think about the draws? Are we qualifying, or Mr. Musonda is saying we are qualifying definitely? So what's your take? Are you confident with the team?
I'm very positive that this time we will qualify. We have a team that can compete. I think the coach has been the majority of the players for some time now, so I believe he understands his players, and we don't need to be complacent in these games. Comoros have upped their game, and the other opponents also are on top of their game. So we just need to take each game as a final, looking at our past failures and looking at we need to do it now.
We need to do it.
And we need to go to the AFCON.
Okay. So which Mr. Musonda,
Yeah.
where can we pick the 3 points from? The first game we're going to Ivory Coast. We are away on the 30th of May. We are away to Ivory Coast. Then the next game will be at home against Comoros, and then
Yeah.
the other game will be at home again to Lesotho. Where do you think we can pick the 3 points?
I think we can pick to these two teams, but even Ivory Coast because if we're making us sure no lose, but in that one we shall draw Korea. We can come and beat them here in Zambia. They are beatable.
We can beat them. So
Yeah.
actually, Terry Pitia 22 AFCON.
Yeah. They know because they know that in Zambia there is talent. So even them to come here or maybe to Korea, they know that it's not easy. Definitely easy to cover sepana pamyao.
Okay, so Mr. Joseph, tuenko pali career yen. When did you start playing football? Mwambie Lisa.
Okay, ine career ndinambire kukarushi. Kwali abafyashi basikazo bali tutemwene sana nitwalete ya kwanda inoshita baba kufamu but time twambire filial kwa join Kwanda in our flash tabari required bowler because
With your ball.
bali ni wa Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bali ni wa Jehovah's Witness, so bali nkanya bowler, so ni pakuya alionse kumuktia bowler nale poka permission ati na ku maintenance ekuya ku training ndia ku school mukubomba nishindia ku training.
Okay.
So after kaibale umpa kama ngati ndatea bola but nalekana ya ndia kupea passport kila fine ku passport naleta number 7 narengi shafira fine, so bonse bambo kunje bawe namba Kwanda na epo twambire kuba fyashi basikazi twamba Kwanda kula Kalushi Kalushi na isaikala kuna tia Kwanda basa nstale gesta kuba kuru ku senior. So time kwa wapo time imo yakobati mwalishi ba bora mwali ba ma frustration na isa ba frustrate na reko kutea na dekata abateti balete ya bora isibalete ya ero abantu balenja wa supporta no kulo kulate kushirete ya na reka, so bambo kumpatisha kwa aba fyashi basombe bani ba secretary be na sabe batawe nindeka abakalamba bandi basabeba because bena balete ya council inalete ya ku modern stars Kwanda ero nishwali balete. So after naleka balanda n'abakalamba bandi is late now bebere landa kono mwacho obeka iwe ala kumfira ambe okisa training twali mukwatira program chani nalikene until vaisansenda kukapiri nchikwa baba batazala, so lyana ishire ya kukapiri valisaka no kumpera clearance ero pali kwa kutea iligo mwali chive kali yakale tafyadi strictly sana tabali strictly, so naisa mbukte ya iligo basa ngupwa wina pakapiri nalite hapo 2 years nombe pya register pakapiri na level mpye shina lyandi na level mpyo mutwe wandi na level mpye shina lya ombi kaimo alisha kama kadi ya pera inoshita kukubaninga but akale mwali chileve, so na level mpye shina lya ombi but kadi nani omuntu pali wandi, so one day natwikala pila natuchinja nomba tulete ya bola nishwali nishpatazala express kalya nishwa bapana number 2 nishbalefu
so tamakwete kadi Musonda imwe tamakwete kadi register na kwete fe banko papyo mutwe olo bafunya po mutwe wakwe babika po mutwe wani, so one day na mali tuna besa ku inspection, so barepunda na joa so ile ninda bakukainde ule banjite ninda bakwato ine mbonfeshina lya ombi, so basampanta pe basampanta patiwe obasa imata sorry ati bakupensi mind ekona ima kajalo de cha pali kaji amono muto wani but nikaili mwali joint tatura ishiri kwa, so cha ishibe kwa munepa cha obviously guys ati bakupensi mind opo bambiro kumwita ebo nambi opo twashire ya bola ila twawina, so nombana samo nati Kalushi bakana futi na ikati nateko 2 years ukapita bakana okumpera clearance, so opo nashirebwera Kalushi nasana ndi okana bwerera mupi, so pali akaibara tete banjikate batazala tabakwete filifyonse, so basanji bawe muyachani twala mingi senchito twalebomba kona sometimes ukuya panyanji pa Dar es Salaam so nasana njere ala shupe ikaiba nabakano kumpera clearance even if ngana ikala kuno yumo tapali ala chip epo na shite decide ndera let me go back epo na bwerera mokulia, so kuna na feel banje ba karate ya kuno neta chini na feel kulia bakoto utatwali mfana na vote kai eti ndumbure is late, so na dawa bafumako
bambo kututesha abambire okuntesha bakotaufa nabena bali saita kokulya na Jericho shinde inoita zisinkana so twambo kuteya bola tunatere kofe kukarushinde natere kofe 2 season bankana twali basepa bankana pala bajensize bali lwala kofe nishimuli abene ba modo ba beji pali pasipere pa mimi taswe aita vengi free kick il y a second week after game twatea week but second week nasada basa mkungu kwa test dawa na track ila kale kwale bapekuisa mkusenda pe kushi kwa sana track ndivyo mtwakwata bebeji cyane Sapari steve yapenda tire abapyashi basombera imbina mubesho basombe bari ba main captain ati basombe kumufani abapyashi eba ni chivabo baba kufya football so bari bankusha batwala na kwemwe so from 2000 yatwa game yani pankana kaimwa shupateni bali pesani tabara pesani kare ni big
we seem to have a challenge with Mr. Musonda there. I think my technical team is working in the background to resolve that issue. From Musonda. Okay. So my Sangleshan ku Nkana because in 95 you joined in Nkana. Am I right?
Yeah, kaili unatandra ndevere. Ero na twate bola na Nkana. So ko bashire nsenda basansenga ushi bankusha nishina kutwa kupate basatukusha ebe toko batukusha so first game yandi pankana kwa sababu kureti yana baloni nishipala ati stylish yali koselero kwa pali pressure so ipo tu alikwete na tefe na pera example kaidi ine obo nare konka sana ni ba John Stock na ba Gibby Mbasera because ba Gibby Mbasera ba karushi ne sanga sana so wale ari kupafia anga kwatia I think my next not there so nare sana motivate.
Okay, so if that's how you joined in Nkana, if am I saying the Nkana?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I joined Nkana. Na sangire shimati nyangote ya kusini. Inshallah tena ku national team.
Okay.
Time natere ko kubola basapota batambuka support ine pali shino le barengi station basa competition na kutaluchi barengi station na karuchi so abengi station na nibya ya bakane kema ali shibali kwa sana so azambo kwa bambo kurumba msingi nganya bebere
Okay, so after Makumakuna, you went to Zesco United. So my Sangilisha and Kuzesco.
Yeah, Kuzesco.
Oh, too bad. I think we've lost him some Sonda there, but he will join us again. Lamek. So from the story from Mr. Musonda, it's quite interesting. He played for Nkana, then left Nkana, went to join Zesco United.
Yeah, it's an interesting story that is wrapped around Zambian football, and these are the people that should be at the forefront of grooming the next generation of talent because they've been around for a long time. They've seen Zambian football evolve to what it is today. If you look at the experience of where he had to play without a card, those were challenges where clubs would face when trying to lure players to their when another player comes from another different province and trying to lure him to play for them, and challenges with getting players cleared and all of that. So this is an imprint of Zambian football. We need people like Mr. Joseph to be around the development of Zambian today.
Well, thanks for that. Musonda.
Yes, Peter.
Yes. I want us to discuss about the AFCON 2012.
Yeah.
Okay. So the time tried to go AFCON 2012. Generally, our team wasn't performing very well because on some friendlies to attend, I think we only beat Jomo Cosmos 7-0. I share that we were just draw and lost. And the time we went to the AFCON 2012, we were just underdogs. And the first game we played against Senegal, how was it for you? Tell us the story about the 2012.
Yeah, the time twaje ku Malabo. What's about the first game twale tena wa Senegal. I think very tutasana underrated because even the warm up, you can see the way they are doing warm up. Bale munakati bora na bawina kale nyoko. But ifwe muri am camp kaide ofu twali twalelanda up before twalikwete meeting y'aba player beka twalanda ati guys mone in 2010 twalifika twasafira kuma penalty penalty nga twalingira nga twali qualify so Nigeria batuchitire nani kane twalusa kuma penalty so guys abakairi aba nabakwata baletera mashina ifwe tatuletera mashina. So if we treat there as a team, a machine bena balatera machine so yala bashupa bora. Necha chini kai bena twasa mona uma bena tabale butukano kubutuka bale tea bena bale tea fe kama bola bale tea jago shani so tebele aba mama no mentality bali fyati naba wina kale.
Abena demba ba.
Abena demba ba. Oma pabana ko bale uma leka kanani kana leka ka bali fala buno buti I join uma so twasa this is not Europe, this is Africa. That's why tien tubalange ati in Africa Cup the European League.
So mwale kwa tama meetings as ama players mweka.
Yeah, twale kwa tama meeting kaili fili tama senior player tulimbitwa twabeta tunguishita encourage beka twachita encourage uli wonse alanda po kai twali free uli wonse either mwai change shan afire aleta po suggestion oyo ale tontonkanya kuba fira aba free pali group even if pali ama senior player afire aba free nambu tule joking while tule ya mu dining to touch that joke really wonse.
So ngamakwata meeting the players then wambisho wakwisa the technical bench because that time wadrena
technical bench ni shitaili kwale watu wabe bati natkwata meeting ya wa player tatwabebe atofu twachalala ndani hivi
okay so I want us to understand the AFCON. So mliamu ine mkamp fish malaria first wadi nangu when you go out to tournament the diet changes
no kumara bo twalisendere obunga twalisendere kapenta isabichan so their game kwale bafe twaleli afe food yes then bambia bale for lice then basenda kolaisi na shan but if weringi kwale bafe twalebo kai twalisendere ba chef aba ku minister twaire n'abashefu abesi so ebale twipikira bafumine ku minister ebale twipikira so kwali bafe ati ifwe that yali fe no more failure in the Zambian food.
Lamek, do you have any question for Musonda?
Yeah, so question yandikulwa Musonda kuti dira mwaile tea kwa AFCON, then yateka ama games and twafika mfaino and mfaino wanze twaletamba and ineno mkalamba wanze twaikere like munganda tuletamba fine then twamona ati Musonda tawakwanisha okutea bafuma baleli mpinga mwamfuire shani ile moment Musonda because at some point twaisa mwana mambo okudita na bakochi papa mubonzi baba worried mwamfuire shani mu mtima ufuma mbona in the early minutes
ila injali yakaili bolo na lete ana injali abantu bamwe ngamwatamba sana ama games nangu ngamwatali pit game mukamone pali icho nalefwala thigh support ya brown mukati sometimes ya blue yo nalefwala ngamwamona yale mlikuwa ni skin tight but yani nani first game nangu tonateri abasenego ngamwalimona nshale kwera pila nalete ya bola 100% ndekwera nalikwete timing alebo mfe experience because game ila nalinokushala nani ila ine 2012 ku South Africa uko nalinokushalira because uko nakwatire injali so kwali kwati basanda tawe tumusende ngapola limbinchate nechachine nali apola so nchale trainer normal training ine bale mpera light training but game basandi chati walate nasanda nalate because nale mpofile pa kwa bati ngashitere that's why kuna shire mfira na pali final pali injury na shire munati ngatwarusa nala umfa kwa newo na ipaishe team because twali plana coach pakutea final hii hata twafika na mfaino ali plana coach then nalete na injury ero na mwana sapola final nale umfapi okuru kulipe completely na injury yonse injury nchile yo so na sound ilana kwete injury na sada wati nali mfokuru kwa lifina but na mwene kwa trimbi njitepe twist na la bwerera mo tamwa mwana nali sabwera mo muchibansa again nasabwera mo I think maybe 3 minutes nasatoloka ila natoleke mumuru pila ndipo kuchallenja ero na sire mfati there is a problem nasa umfoka trimbi kuna bambika wet na bambika ko tushimbi na kufina ero lumba ya sambo kalipa kanshinishi nde breeder mukati nakote breeding ya mukati yale puka filia then nale breeder mukati so no ishiba so nasa tontonka nyecha ishe mind nasa ndanjevere ibola ngabatse chimwe tiniona rushiti mukai neona aliko nani veteran kono makolia pantu nangulira ne bola bat naifunepo ngamwalimu na ba defender 4-5 yupo bayiminime tene nalingiro ko yafunya bola yi uko nafumine na step lead na leading ati Jovinho nale mutamba sana kuna nikaili ko Arsenal ile liki Arsenal is my team so nale mutamba sana kwa Arsenal so nangupenga nalipwisha game ile ya bola ngatate because nali mupingira nimpinga ati but ingata wa msabule nchalafu mana injali eko na difiri uko na pingira ati ngata wa msabule nchalafu mana injali ero ila bola kusada wati kanchi nishinaba na kuda na ile ku nalile pop Sheffield United mutu sawa bashi mtamba final pali watu mine mtamba final unfortunately no kuisha na game basanje wa Palace ni basanje wa Palace so ila bola ya sawa okay na sawa fe emotion yako ati nambo kutontonganya tinga twarusa bola nishinevo na rusha bola.
Okay, so Reuben, after you played 90 minutes, quite penalties. How did you feel? Twala winner or maybe at that time you said that I think not to lose a game because
How
the last AFCON, to penalties now Angola, we lost.
Yeah. But
So what gives you hope that we'll win up?
but nali kwata hope because ufuna kwatire hope nali saishwa ati Ivory Coast balingira okutusepa mu 90 minutes so filapine batfili okutusepa mu 90 minutes ifuna kwatire hope njebere tabatusepe twala base.
Okay. So after the win AFCON, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Lami.
Yeah, so Jose, if I'm that Ivory Coast balingira okutusepa. So my understanding and ningwata feeling yakuti nangu itimu lyaire mukuteya kwaliko kalya ka mentality kakuti tuleteya tulefighta 90 minutes yonse but aba nabatuchirako panono and bora kuti twarosa mwakwete puka mindset kale as a team.
You seem to have a challenge there, Mr. Lamek.
You seem to have a network challenge.
Yeah, I think he'll come back once it's okay. So for those who want to join this program, there's a link in the comments. You can just click on the link, then you come through, and the team will allow you to come and ask a question to Mr. Musonda once he's back. We're going to take a short break. Then when you come back, we'll discuss everything about the Zambian Super League. Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining us once again. We still have Mr. Musonda. Musonda, can you get us now? Oh, still having some internet challenges there. So, Lamek, how has been the 2022 Zambian Super League for you?
For me, the 2021-22 Zambian Super League season has been a very good season. For me, it has been a very good season. We see every day we get to see a lot of improvement in the way the teams are playing out compared to the other seasons prior to this season that is being played. And then we have breakout stars. We have teams that are turning tables that have turned tables in the second round. That speaks a lot about our football development and the growth that we desire as a country to see, where the quality of football is also being improved. When we see teams such as Chambishi beating teams such as Power Dynamos, then for me, it's a positive thing for Zambian football.
Wow. Now, you know what, Lamek? Last week, it was on Wednesday when Cabo Warriors was playing against the Arrows, and Arrows, if they won that match, they would have been crowned as the 2021-2022 champions for the Zambian Super League. But unfortunately, they drew against Cabo Warriors. And you know the reason why they're not champions today? Let's check out for this funny goal. Yeah, you can give us the goal.
waone kama ni wanapowakaa.
Msalamik, that was a goal that made a difference. That it just didn't allow Red Arrows to be the champions. What's your take?
Yeah, so for me, I think Red Arrows have shown a lot of character in this season, and the results that they are reaping today started like last season. The final part of last season, the last 12 games of the season, they started building up, and it's something that has been building till what we are seeing this season. If you look at their season at the beginning, they started slow, managed to pick up, got themselves together, and they are here today. And on that goal, if you also notice the game against Green Eagles, they also conceded a similar goal, and the ball also took an awkward bounce in front of the goalkeeper, and the difference margin is just a little between the Green Eagles goal and the Warriors goal. And for me, I think Charles Kalumba needs to up his game. He's a top talent. He's someone I appreciate personally. I know people at Arrows appreciate him. He's one player for the future. If he works on one or two areas that he's putting in for the team, then he's a great goalkeeper. He's very good in one-on-one situations. He's also good in game reading, in organizing his defense, and all of that. What I need from him is just to command his positioning in terms of when the other team is attacking in dangerous positions. That's one thing that I feel he needs to work on.
Yeah, surely. Now, let's talk about the Nyanta boys, the Green Buffaloes. Again, last week I was with Bwezani here on this show, and they told me they don't have enough players. They don't have the depth in the squad. Do you agree with him?
Unfortunately, I don't agree with Bwezani when he said that Green Buffaloes don't have enough depth in their team. I feel Green Buffaloes have enough depth in their team, and I had the privilege of talking to their former coach Justin Chinama, at some point when the team had hit rock bottom after playing those 12 unbeaten, going on a streak of 12 unbeaten games, and then lost. And then after a string of poor results, 3-4 games, I had a discussion with him as they were playing one of their games in the Super League. And for me, I had one thing that I had noted was the formation that he was using, because when you look at that style of play, they relied a lot on their wings. And then the other mistake that the coach had made is the team were no longer pressing high. When you look at the first few games, the first 12 games of the league, Green Buffaloes was pressing really, really high. And the other game that really I enjoyed watching was when they played against Red Arrows at Coloma Stadium. They beat Arrows by 2-1. And when you look at their high press, it was fantastic football from Buffaloes. Red Arrows were trying to play their usual passing game, but Buffaloes pressed high, and it was difficult for Arrows to play their game. That is one thing that they stopped doing at some point of the season, and it has been the belief of the players. When the players went 10, 11 games without winning, that it destroyed their belief. They found it difficult to turn back the tables and start winning again. And had they not won the majority of those 12 games they played in the first round, it could have been difficult. They could have been relegated with the form that we are seeing now. It's a difficult patch for the team, but I think should they sit down and reorganize themselves, we can have a different Buffaloes come next season.
Yeah. Now, talking about relegation, unfortunately, I don't know if I can call them the sharp razor or the blunt razor. Concola Blades have been relegated.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Concola Blades have been relegated. We saw in the start of the season mistakes being made in the technical aspect of the team when technical replacements were brought into the team. When I feel for me, I feel that Coach Lewington Mujembe deserved a goal in the Super League. He brought that team into the Super League. He could have been given a chance to make sure the boys play into the Super League. He knows how to get the best out of his boys. He's been with them for the whole season prior to the Super League, and him being replaced. And the reason was that he wasn't. He was on an acting role for the whole season. For me, that didn't make sense, and that's what contributed to their bad first round. And if you look at the second round now, Coach Charles Wali came in, turned around the formation that Blades was using, and then brought in about 7-8 players that came in, new players into the team, with Tapson Kaseva being one of the notable comings into the team. And had Charles Wale started with this team at the start of the season, it could have been a different Konkola Blades today. Because look at the energy and how much organized they play under Charles Wale and compare with the Blades that was playing in the first round. That is the difference. But today things can change. They've been relegated. They need to go back, reorganize themselves, and hope to come back come the other season.
Now, I want us to talk about the big one, the Kitwe Derby, shall we? It's Nkana versus, not Nkana versus, but it's Power Dynamos versus Nkana, because Power Dynamos are at home at Arthur Davison, who is carrying the day. It's on tomorrow, 15 hours.
This is a really, really difficult game to predict. Looking at the form of both teams have been slumping form in the second round. Nkana found it really hard to pick up maximum points. It's good that they are coming from a victory. Power Dynamos are coming from a draw when they played against against Kansanshi Dynamos. A huge point to collect from Solwezi, and coming into the derby. The derby is unpredictable because both teams are really fighting to gain bragging rights of the town. If you look at the proximity of both teams, they're really close by, and majority of the players are friends, and they also share mutual friends around them. So beating your best friend is one of the best things that can happen to you. That it gives you a good feeling. And for me, I feel Nkana may have a slight edge over Power Dynamos, but nothing can be ruled out. And when we also draw back a bit, allow me to draw back a bit to the last 5 games.
Yeah.
Both teams have scored equal number of goals in the last 5 meetings. They've both scored 6 goals. And then if you look at Power Dynamos beat Nkana 3-0. And then they again beat Nkana 3-0. Nkana took over, beat Power Dynamos 2-0 in Kabwe, at Arthur Davis. They also beat the Power 2-0 at the Nkana Stadium. The same with Power Dynamos. They beat Nkana at Nkana Stadium 3-0. They also beat Nkana at Arthur Davis by a similar scoreline. But Nkana have 3 victories out of the 5 games that they've played, the recent 5 games. Nkana have 3 victories, Power have 2. So Power have the pressure now to pick up maximum points. They also need to better their standings on the table. So Power has a lot of pressure. Nkana may not play with a lot of pressure. The only pressure they may have is maintaining and finishing in the top 4. That's the pressure that Nkana will have.
Finishing the top 4 ended. Now let's talk about Zesco United. Zesco United, this season, they've released a lot of foreign-based players, the likes of JJ Were, and it seems they started the season very badly, but picked up along the way, and now they are second. And according to them, it's not yet over until the last game. Do you think they can still put pressure on Arrows?
As it stands, Red Arrows only need 2 points to win the ZSL. They may draw against Chambishi and again pick up a draw away at Indeni. Then the league as good as theirs. Zesco have given a very good chase. And one thing we can't take away from Zesco is that they are an experienced side. They've won the title.
So in short, Lamek, you're saying you've crowned Red Arrows as a champion for the Super League.
For me, Red Arrows have done a lot of good work throughout the season, and they deserve to win this ZSL. And this is a team that has beaten Zesco United home and away this season. So for you to be the champions, you have to beat the best. They've beaten the defending champions. What will stop them? They've done their work. What we just need is for the trophy to be given to the team because of the good work that they have done.
Let's go to the bottom of the table. There's a fight for relegation there. If you look at the teams like Cafe Celtics, talk of the likes of Chambeshi and Nkwazi, the Lusaka Dynamos. So tell me, Lamek, which team will be relegated? Which teams are going to be relegated this season?
So we have Concola Blades who've already been relegated. I also feel Indeni will be relegated. I also feel Lusaka Dynamos haven't really done enough. They will be relegated as well. And then Cafe Celtic, they need to score 6 goals in 2 games. And one of their biggest undoing this season has been they haven't been scoring a lot of goals. So I don't see where the 6 goals will come from in the last 2 games. So I feel those 4 teams will be relegated. Chambishi only need a point to confirm their survival. So they're fighting for a point when they play against Red Arrows. A point will be enough for them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Eden University Division 1, shall we? There's some interesting drama there. We know that Moza has qualified, but they're playing Nchanga Rangers away. And Nchanga Rangers is trying by all means to qualify. Are they going to frustrate Nchanga Rangers? Because they also want to win the league.
Actually, when you look at the race for promotion, Mufulira Wanderers, people are giving Mufulira Wanderers a chance at winning promotion. But this Nchanga Rangers team, look at where they're coming from. They're coming from 8th, 9th position. They've moved into the top 4, and they've done a lot of good work. And credit has to go to their recruitment that they did in January. They brought in a player like Angel Lubamba in January from City of Lusaka, and Judy Kanda has been around to provide some experience with the team. They know what it takes. They know what they have to do to enter and win promotion into the Super League. For Wanderers, they are trailing by a point. Wanderers will be hoping that Musa goes to Chingola and
We'll do the wonders.
Yeah, do them a favor. But also Musa are being comforted by the fact that they beat Nchanga Rangers 4-1 in Mazabuka. But when at this stage, I don't think Nchanga Rangers can mess up, can drop points. They've dropped points when I felt they could have picked points. But at this stage, I know every player in that Nchanga squad knows what they have to do to win promotion. They know they are close. It's just 2 games to go. For me, Nchanga are gonna get it.
So for you, it's Nchanga. Now, Bwezani said he predicted that Mufulira Wanderers is going to go through.
Yeah. So when
and
analyzing
they're playing
the games,
Quito United.
Yeah, Wanderers are playing Quito United, and Wanderers at home, they're very difficult to play when they're playing at Shinde Stadium, and people are already giving Wanderers a win over Quito United, and are doubting Nchanga Rangers beating Musa. But I feel Nchanga Rangers will go past that Musa team. I watched Musa last weekend when they played against Livingston Pirates. Pirates, who have a very, very lean squad, put up a very, very good game against Musa at home. And Musa have traveled far kilometers to play against Changa. And I just don't feel Changa can mess up at this stage.
Okay, Mr. Lamek, let's get to read the comments from the audience. Do you have any comments for us? While waiting for that, Mr. Lamek, NAPSA only need 3 points for them to qualify to the Super League.
Yeah, for NAPSA, they were limping, but the most important thing is that even as you are being fought, as you go through your struggles, don't stop moving. This is the story of NAPSA stars. They've been struggling to score that much goals, but in that struggle that they've been through, they've always managed to pick up a point, 3 points. They've managed to pick up 1-0 victories, and if you look at their victory chart, they've picked up a lot of 1-0 victories, and this is what has gotten that has gotten them there. Kudos to Perry Mutaba. He's managed to work with a team that hasn't really invested a lot in their squad this season. They've kept majority of the players that they had in the season, and they haven't really recruited a good number of players for the season. But being here where they are today, for me, Naps have done well, and it could have been over ambitious if they were aiming at winning the Eden League, because it's a really, really tough league.
So Lamek, Joseph Lungu is saying Green Buffaloes has been the most disappointing team during the 2021-2022 ZSL season. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, Buffaloes have been very disappointing, especially in the second round. For me, I feel they could have done better, but one two decisions messed the season, and they're where they are today. I can't take anything out from the positives they did, but yeah, I agree with Joseph. They're a disappointing team of the season.
But why Green Buffaloes are not Lusaka Dynamos?
Look, when we start talking about Lusaka Dynamos had the financial struggles, not this season, but starting at the end of last season. The financial struggle started. We saw two players leaving before the season started. As the season progressed in January, we saw a mass exodus of players. And when you look at the team that Lusaka Dynamos is using, these are players that are coming from provincial leagues. Lusaka Provincial League and other surrounding leagues. Young boys that have been picked by an experienced coach and put in together in January. And look at how much they've managed to pick up victories. They beat teams like Cabo Warriors. For me, they've done slightly better than Buffaloes. Buffaloes were tipped to finish somewhere near the top four, not near the bottom four. So Buffaloes are disappointed, heavily disappointed.
There was a comment from Ngandwesemba. Is it Ngandwesemba? What about Buffaloes, Lamek? I'm not so sure what that means.
I can't get you. Can you rephrase the question?
Actually, it was a comment from Ngandwesemba. What about Buffaloes?
But for me, I think what Buffaloes need to do, they've survived relegation. What they need to do is go back to the drawing board. We have coaches such as Australia member who's been brought in, but not much change has come on his appointment as a head coach of Green Buffaloes. What they need to do as Buffaloes, go back to the drawing board, look for replacements. Look, Friday Samu has not been replaced. Let them look for a replacement for Friday Samu. Let them work on their goalkeeping department. Let them pick 1, 2, 3 midfielders and maybe 1, 2 forwards. We had players such as Gozon Mutali joining Green Buffaloes, but he only played one game. 45. That was just 45 minutes since he joined from Green Eagles, and he hasn't seen any game time. Let them go back to the drawing board, see which team that they can show up with in the coming season. And for me, it's done and dusted for Buffaloes. They don't have much to play for now. Let them just start looking at what they can do for next season.
Okay, I don't know. On a side note now, ZNS has just announced that they will not sponsor Luapula Eagles and Young Green Eagles. Are you seeing that are this team going to survive?
my take on that, I think it's a sad development for Zambian football, but I tend to sympathize with the ZNS headquarters in terms of managing the clubs. Look, managing 3 clubs that are playing Premier League and National League is not an easy feat. You have to pay the players, you have to pay logistics, lodging, accommodation, like every aspect that comes with managing a football club. And managing 3 clubs is not an easy feat. And the easiest was to just back out. And one thing that I feel we have been we have been abusing is something where when we look at a young when a name is given, a young green eagles, you understand, young green eagles, Luapula Green Eagles, those clubs should have been a feeder club for the senior Green
The
Eagles
main club.
team. Yeah, they could have been a feeder club of the senior Green Eagles team, producing players for the senior Green Eagles side. Look, this is common in football. We have Ajax Amsterdam, who pulled out, the major sponsors pulled out of Ajax Cape Town because Ajax Cape Town, in a long run, they had not produced players that went to the Ajax Amsterdam, Amsterdam team. Same with Green Eagles. Why are we going to exempt Green Eagles? Both these teams have not produced players for the Green Eagles main team. Why are we? They're not providing this. They're not. The management has not looked at how best they can be able to sustain themselves away from the majority sponsors. And how can you sustain yourselves? You produce young players and create a market for the young players. Sell the young players. The money that comes from the young players who come in and sort 1 or 2 problems and supplement whatever sponsorship packages that come in from the majority sponsors. But in our cases, we see players coming from the senior Green Eagles team. They're trenched from there, and then they go back and start playing at the young Green Eagles. Players that are not needed at the senior team are being pushed to a young team. This is a problem that our feeder clubs have. Look at Green Buffaloes. We have young Buffaloes who have players who are coming from the senior Green Buffaloes team and are being pushed to that team. Look at Rifleman. So for me, the resources that are being pumped in are not being pumped in to help develop our football, but because the people that are down at those clubs are not helping in the cause.
Wonderful. Now, as we are coming to an end, we've already talked about the AFCON 2012. So there's a comment that our national team coach gave immediately after the draws. Let's hear about what he said.
First of all, good afternoon, Zambia. Good afternoon, my fans. Good afternoon to everybody. My brothers there, my family in Zambia. You know that, boys. This is the only group where is the 3 teams. We will fight for the one place because Ivory Coast it is the host and already it is a qualification to go there. Ivory Coast is a very good team. This is a favorite in our group with big roster, with high level of the players. But matches against the Ivory Coast, they will be good for us to see the character against high-ranking to African teams. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy to when I see the my roster and my players and and quality of our players. I'm so optimistic about this AFCON. But we must be careful about especially the Comoros. Are also well known to us, to me and my staff, watching them in the last AFCON. They show very good performance in tournament. Team is very well balanced with players mostly from French. I know the one good players there who is playing in Red Star in Serbia. It is named El Fardo, the band. He will be on the main treat for us to experience in the European Champions League games, because the guys play very well in Serbia. Team with less information about from us, but we have enough time to analyze them. Expectation is there the last two games because they changed the coach. You know that the coach there, it is the Serbian coach who was working in Lusaka, and he will be well prepared for us against Zambia. We must not how to explain. Thinking is Lesotho. It is weak teams. We must be very careful about that, and we must prepare the most. I think so. It is two games is very dangerous against Lesotho and Comoros. I know about when we are play against Ivory Coast, the team will be on the 200%. But I want to put my team to be 200% with Lesotho and Comoros. This is the only way. But I tell you again, draw is okay. I'm happy, but I'm also we must be very careful. We must prepare very well to beat the Comoros and Lesotho. This is the most important for us. Especially we don't know yet exactly the date. This is and draw when we are play. And when we are play, with who we are play first two games in June, and for that I'm so optimistic, and I can't wait. I can't wait to back to Zambia and start to prepare the two games, which is coming very soon. Thanks the Zambian people to support us. Without the support. The people from Zambia is very important. It's very important to be behind us, the people, because you know the Zambian people love so much the football. He loved so much the players, my players, your players, and we are do everything to go to AFCON. But stay together and believe us. Because I talk with my players, and the players also can't wait to start to qualification to next AFCON.
So that's the national team coach there, Asanovic, giving his comment after the AFCON draws. Lamek, summarize it for us and then give your last remarks.
So when we look at the statement by what the coach was saying, there are a lot of positives. He said a lot of things, and for me, I have a few pointers where I picked out, and one of them is that the coach is researching and looking at the opponents that he's been given. Look, he also mentioned about a coach of Lesotho who was formerly working in Zambia. That's a positive. He knows his opponents. He's also talking about Comoros. He knows the players that Comoros has. He knows the danger players that Comoros has. That is a positive for us as Zambia. And he also talks about one other aspect. And this is the most important. He talks about the mentality of the players when playing against teams such as Comoros and Lesotho. He knows that his players will give a 200% when they play against Ivory Coast, because they are top players in the Ivory Coast team. But he needs to work on the mindset of the players when he plays against Lesotho and the like. Otherwise, I feel he's somebody who knows his job. So let's give him the space to work. Let's give him the full support, and let's continue giving the boys support. AFCON, we are going AFCON 2023. And when you
Thanks,
also look
Mr.
at the
Lamek.
group, it's not an easy group. People may feel it's an easy group. It's not an easy group, because sometimes players' performances tend to drop when they are playing less technical teams. But the coach is also looking at that area on how he can work around the mentality of the players when playing those lesser position teams.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lamek. That's why we end today's edition of Ubuntu Sports. Thank you for joining us. We've seen the request that we should bring back Joseph Musonda. Of course, we'll try by all means to have Joseph Musonda next week. Unfortunately, the internet wasn't on our side. This technology wasn't on our side today, but we'll make sure that we'll have Joseph Musonda in the next edition. Thank you and good night, and continue watching Ubuntu channel. Thank you.